already got
A motion. We need a motion.
We've got a motion and a second.
Oh, okay. David Hossie Sanchez.
Yeah.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Yes. Agency Director.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Agency Executive Director of the New Mexico Races Commission. Handful of items to report on. Got our we spent a lot of time up in Santa Fe the past couple of months with legislation, and just want to give a big thanks to everyone that was involved in Senate Bill 336 and even the attack from the Alabama Senate. It's not over yet, though. We have to get the governor to sign it. If she does that, then it officially becomes law, and that will withdraw money from the gaming tax into a fund that will pay for the HISA and document exercise letter insurance, as well as the enforcement of other state and federal horse racing laws. So we want to give a special thank you to Senator Padilla, who herded the cat, so to speak, to get everyone together to get on the same page and work diligently through the process. And still had some changes throughout its course through the legislation this year, but in the end, it was successful in the House and Senate. But still got one more piece to finish off. Once that's done, it'll be law, and then we'll meet with racetracks and staff to figure out how we're going to handle this fund, since there's an amendment to the law that says the Racing Commission has the authority and oversight of money. We'll keep you posted on that. Senate Bill 330, that was the bill that was to abolish the Racing Commission. Did not see the light of day in this session. Sponsor told us that it was mere approach to get his colleagues in the legislature to read the Horse Racing Act and get conversations going to eventually discuss the gaming compact in the state. I'm sure there's some people that were loving that they can get rid of the Racing Commission, but so that I say good luck. And also, we got the Summerlin Derby, big weekend coming up at Summerlin Park. Fairly decent card for Sunday, March 26th. Handful of horses coming in from other jurisdictions to participate in this big event. And as we all know, if you win Summerlin Oaks or the Derby, you get points that should get you into the Kentucky Oaks or Kentucky Derby. Keeping our fingers crossed this year that the winners of these events go on to Kentucky and represent New Mexico very well. One thing I do want to, I want to do our form, but our attorney says I should more often, so I'll do that a little bit today. But we got our 2022 drug statistics in, and you know, the agency, as I said throughout the last 7 years that I've been here, has gotten a lot of compliments on our drug testing program in the state. And in 2017, in comparison to 2022 numbers, our violations in blood have decreased by 82.75%. In the year, they decreased 92%. And overall, since 2017, in comparison to 2022 numbers, our violations have decreased 84.7%. For example, in 2017, the agency experienced 813 drug violations. In 2018, about 130 some violations. This past year, 42. And 8 of those were from one guy. Down to that. Comparison to last year, 21 over 22, we increased our testing by over 20% or over 27%, right about 28%. Violations in the blood compared to last year increased 41%. Violations in the urine dropped 67%. That's 21-22 comparison. So the drug program, we're really starting to see the data that's been tracked, indicating that it's a very successful program. Out of competition testing last year, over the last 3 years, violations were at a strike rate of 7.3%, 2 years in a row. In 2022, despite the increase in out of competition numbers, it was only 4.0%. So I think we need to take the credit where credit is due on this. We have been focusing on this program since day one. When I come to New Mexico in 2016, we're starting to see the results of the hard work, the rule changes, the strategic testing that we do, really starting to evolve. But I will always add, does the illicit use of drugs still take place in our industry? I'm sure it does. So it's always going to be a cat and mouse game. We're always going to be pursuing the people that try to beat the system. And I'm sure there's some out there, but it gives us something to do continuously in this industry, as you know. Job security, as they say, but the program is working. We just need to be able to detect the really sophisticated illicit drugs that are being used in the industry. But I will say this, if they're getting by in New Mexico, they're getting by in Oklahoma, California, Arizona, Colorado, and Texas. So I don't think we should be not catching those people. All the states have the opportunity to do it. No one's doing it, but we're going to continue to pursue that. But that being said, I stand for any questions.
Well, I want to thank you, Treco, you and your staff have done a great job for this industry. And really appreciate the hard work and the work of the staff also. Doing this. Thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate that, Mr. Chairman, commission members. And we certainly always reciprocate. We've gotten a lot of support from the commissioners over the years. I mean, that means a lot to us. We love working hard for you guys, and that's what we do here. I always claim we're a blue collar outfit. We work hard. We're not afraid to work. We're not afraid of criticism. We just come here to do our jobs. There's one more thing I'd like to add. I forgot to mention our CFO, Amber Trujillo, and myself met with the corrections agency in Santa Fe, and we are collaborating with them to start a kind of a retirement program and it's a hard word to say, recidivism on prisoners to reduce it by soliciting retired racehorses or racehorses that can no longer compete on our racetracks, send them over there to a program that would help the prisoners learn horsemanship, learn how to shoe horses, learn how to gallop horses, learn how to groom horses. And it'll more than likely our idea is to combine that with the wild horse project as well, have prisoners break wild horses. So it's in its infancy right now, but I certainly wanted to let the public know and the industry know that it's something that we're pursuing. That we had a great meeting the other day, and everyone's very excited and energetic about it. So I think it's something that we need to stay and keep it on track. I think it'll be good for our industry to show that we have a place for some of our horses that can no longer compete at the racetrack. They have another home to go to where they'll be well fed and be very useful as therapy for people that need it.
I think it's a great idea. What happened with the wild horse thing that they had before? I know they had, because the facility is still there. I remember them doing that, and why did they go away? I mean, the reason I'm asking, make sure we don't make that same thing.
That's a good question. The way it was put to me over there on the visit was lack of funding. So I will certainly be after the industry. These people are going to want to take care of our horses. We need to take care of the program. So we certainly see solicitations from they're investigating on whether they're even handle funding that way through donations. So we have a lot of donation projects in this state. So we'll figure it out, but we're certainly going to be seeking funding, ensure that it's maintained, ensure that people are well fed while they're over there.
And there's possibly a match from the state.
Anything's possible. We are being told that the legislatures are very gung ho to attack this type of problem. The corrections agency, their mantra is they want to be good neighbors. They want to come out of their facility into the community and be good neighbors and find work. And I told them we'll welcome them with open arms, as the industry's always been open arms to accepting anyone in life, no matter what status you are, to come and work for us.
This is a very good cause, because we've always had problems with retired racers, where they go, what they're doing. There's some people who take advantage of that. I've seen in the past where they said they take on the horses and they're gonna get a good home and it's not a good home at all. There's a bunch of shysters out there. And I think this would be a really good thing for this industry. And it'll show, other states what we're doing. Great.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
It's our pleasure. Anything for the horse?
It's separated.
Yes, we went and toured the yards. It's a little run down, right? They said all the prisoners there, they can have it cleaned up within a week.
It's a nice facility that they have there. I don't know if you go, there's Santa Fe for six, and go back to Rios, I think. They're on your right, you can sit in the road, I mean, great facility. So that,
One that did it with Los Lunas.
no, it was on the inside, but, yeah.
Didn't do it in Los Lunas at all.
United States. The owner part, they might have, but here's with all the facilities, you can see, really nice facility, they just have to be upgraded, taken care of, and cleaned up and stuff, but, they're there. Is that it?
Yes, answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, move on to B, the next one, horse breeders.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mary Barber, New Mexico Horse Breeders.
Good morning, Mary.
I'll go right into my reports for Sunland
Hold
Park.
on, Mary.
Hold on, Ray, can't hear you.
Hold on.
Try it again, Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better, you're getting better there.
I'm getting better.
There you go.
All righty. I'd like to introduce you to our registrar. This is Amber Martin, and we're doing some cross training. So she's going to just observe me giving you my report. Okay. So for Sunland Park, they have run 169 New Mexico bred races in their first 43 days through Sunday, March the 12th. They had 83 thoroughbred overnights, 55 quarter horse overnights, 15 quarter horse trials, 10 thoroughbred stakes, and 6 quarter horse stakes. The total contribution to those races from the New Mexico horse breeders was $1,565,500. This is just $14,500 more than in 2022. The average number of New Mexico bred races per day is 3.93. They run 93 thoroughbred New Mexico bred races and 76 quarter horse. And they were plus 40 for the 3 a day. For the average field sizes for the thoroughbreds, the average field size for New Mexico bred overnight races is 8.10. For quarter horses, 8.87. And for a combined average field size of 8.42. So that's pretty darn good. For the New Mexico breds running in open overnight races in the first 35 days, 389 New Mexico breds ran in open overnight races. And of those, 95 came in first, second, or third. And that is 25%. There was 41 thoroughbreds, 54 quarter horses, and the New Mexico horse breeders contributed $119,088 to those for those horses in those races. And that completes my reports. Are there any questions?
I don't have a question about your numbers, but I do have a general question. When you send a breeder's check to somebody, how long is it, how long is it good for? 9 days, 120 days, or?
It's
Check.
actually for the Purse Award checks that I send out in November. They actually have a full year to cash that check. You have 365 days, and it does state that right on the check.
I'm talking about the weekly ones that you send, that the track sends you the money, and then you send a check to the owners awards.
Are you talking about the 10% Track Breeders Awards?
Right.
Because those go out, as soon as the purse clears, we send off those reports to the racetrack. and they have 5 business days to wire the funds to us. And then we send them off to the breeders, and they have, I believe, 6 months to get those cashed.
So if they don't show up in 6 months, what's your policy about replacing? In other words, if they got lost in the shuffle, what's your policy about replacing the check? You replace them, or do they just go in here?
Well, no, I can replace them. If somebody has an old check, they can, if the funds are there, I can certainly replace a check and reissue a new check. In fact, that happened recently where a gentleman had sat on a check for quite a while, and he went to the bank to cash it, and they wouldn't cash it for him. So he sent me back the check, I voided it, and reissued a new check to him.
Well, what do you mean if the funds are there? Well, don't the funds always stay there? Where do they go?
Well, on those they do. Now, on the purse awards that go out in November, they have 1 year to cash those checks. And if they don't, those funds revert back into the award fund for the next year. And that is in the law, that is in statute. So those funds no longer are available after 1 year.
But these other ones that we just talked about here, they will be available all the time because they're there, right?
Yes, yes.
After the meeting, I'm gonna drop by your office and just give you some paperwork, and you look into it, and just let me know what happened, okay?
Okay, I sure will. I'll be here all day.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mary.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Butler, can you take us, we're going into, executive session right now. We'll make a motion.
I make a motion that we go into executive session. And, yeah, I'm looking for it. Here it is. I move that the commission enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation, licensing matters, and for deliberation in connection with legal proceedings as identified under item number 7 of the meeting agenda, in accordance with NMRC 1978 sections 10-15-1, 1, 3, and 7 of the Open Meetings Act.
Okay, I have a motion. Second? Second. A motion is second. Questions? The roll call vote, please.
David Hussey Sanchez,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Yes.
We're now in closed session. Order off there.
Not yet, sir.
Recording stopped.
back in open session, Richard to announce actions taken. We're back in open session and Mr. Montes will read. Go announce the actions taken in the closed session.
Honorable Commissioners, I will attest that during the executive session, the only matters were discussed were those listed on the agenda item. They were essentially updates and no decisions were made.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving to unfinished and new business. So action taken and or action. Okay, A, request for approval of 2023 Subway Park tours.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, respectfully requesting approval of stewards for Sunland Park's 2023 rate suite as presented. Summary what? Yeah. Right. I'm sorry, run rate mark. On to know, it's Tyler Smith and Charlie Knight. Okay. The resumes are there along with the variety of substitute stewards. We don't have full commitments for the entire group at this point in time.
A motion, so moved. Second, Buffington, we have a motion, a second. Discussion,
David Hossie Sanchez,
yes?
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch,
Okay, let's move on to B, approval for Sunland Park. One, what the ratification of approval for amended 2022-23 race official. Racing official.
Dustin Dix is on our big screen.
Justin,
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Dustin Dix, Director of Racing, Sunland Park Racetrack.
Justin,
We have some ratifications, and then after the ratifications, I'll give a quick update. Our first item is a request of a ratification of an approval to amend our 2022-23 racing officials as submitted.
so moving question, yes. Okay, go ahead.
We'll move Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Questions, nothing? Okay,
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
yes.
Margaret Branch,
Yes. Okay, Dustin,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. We're requesting a ratification of approval of a variance on February 26, 2023. We canceled after the second race. We had severe windstorms here in El Paso, and I was at the starting gate for that second race, and it was as bad as I've seen in my 21 years at Sunland Park. So definitely, I think a right decision. The winds were extremely bad throughout the day on February 26th, so we canceled after the running of our second race.
okay, motion approved.
Move Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Then got a motion, a second. Discussion, no discussion.
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the commission, Sunland Park, we're requesting a ratification of approval to run 13 races on February 28th. And what we did, we made up our 4 stakes races that were to be run on Sunday. We ran them Tuesday after our 9th race. And any remaining races, those horses received a super date, and I think the majority of those horses were able to get back in. So we're requesting a ratification of that approval.
Any motion? So moved, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vote.
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch,
Okay. Justin, anything else?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, just wanted to give everyone a quick update on our handle. We're basically flat on track. We're down a little bit more than 1%. Off track, we're down a little bit over 15%. our last 3 weeks of racing, we've seen an uptick where our handle's been up the last 3 weeks. Of course, Sunland Derby Day is this Sunday, so we're excited about that, of course. And on Sunland Derby Day, we're going to be part of a national TV. We're going to be on Fox Sports 1 as part of their America Day at the Races. And they added an hour to their broadcast. They're going to show 3 races from Sunland Park on that telecast. Michelle Yu's coming out as well as part of that broadcast. They're going to show our 8th race, which is the Oaks, Sunland Park Oaks, the 9th race, our Harry Henson Handicap, and our 10th race is the Sunland Park Derby. And also we're going to be part of a cross-country Pick 5 hosted by Naira. I'm not sure how many races will be Sunland Park, but that's very exciting. I don't ever remember that happening in my history here at Sunland Park. So I'm excited about the national exposure and really excited about the big crowd coming out this Sunday.
Real quick, is the big race scratch down to 6 horses, or are they all 7 still up?
I haven't heard an official scratch yet. So as of right now, it's 7, but I've heard rumblings there may be a scratch, but I can't confirm that.
Anything else, Justin?
And I look forward to seeing some of the commissioners here. I look forward to seeing any of the commissioners that show this Sunday, and we look forward to a big weekend of racing here at Sunland Park.
If you have better service, we might go.
We're working on it.
Okay, let's see. Thank you. Let me know.
All right. Thank you.
Move on to the rules for Redondo Downs.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Rick Ball, Ruidoso Downs. We are requesting approval of payment of our jockey and exercise rider insurance for 2023 as submitted.
We have a little thing on that. Commissioner Bucket is going to be it.
I would make a motion to approve Ruidoso's request for an offset of jockey and insurance expenses pending an extension of the district court stay.
Do the stay into the 18th. And we have to get that extended for a week, and then we can approve it conditionally that they're.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I totally understand. The document was sent to us by our attorney. I reviewed the document and we concur.
Good. So anyway, motion. Any second?
Second, Smith.
I got a motion and second. Any discussion?
David Hossie Sanchez.
Yeah.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Thank you.
Anything else? Well,
No, sir.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go to D. Rules for Sunrise Park.
Steve, Director of Racing, representing Sunrise Park.
Okay, then you have one ratification of.
Yes, thank you, Chairman, Commissioners, Director Trejo. Sunrise Park requests that the Commission ratify the amended stall application. Sole reason we're doing that, barn opening dates were changed in order to assist horsemen who were notified that they would have to leave the Downs at Albuquerque barn area by March 17th.
We approve. We thank you for that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Great gesture.
Yeah.
The motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second, Smith. Got a motion and second. Discussion?
David Hossie Sanchez.
Yeah.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
One, two.
Sunrise Park requests the Commission ratify the amended New Mexico Breeders Futurity Nomination Form. The previous form had a year typo error. The month and the day were correct, but the year was wrong in one spot. We have posted corrected nomination form on our website and mailed corrected forms to those who have already received non-forms. And additionally, we posted the corrected forms on property.
Motion to approve. Second, Buffington. We've got a motion and second. Any discussion? Any taken?
David Hussey Sanchez.
Yes.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Okay, four.
Summary part, we respectfully request the commission ratify the amended Four Corners futurity nomination form. The previous form had a year typo error similar to the New Mexico Breeders nomination form. We posted corrected nomination forms on the website, mailed corrected forms, and additionally posted the corrected forms on property. And I have assured Director Trejo that our recidivism rate for next year will go down.
Mr. Chairman, just to be clear, I believe you're doing number 3.
Yeah, it's three. Remember Four Corners security?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, okay, so moved, Mr. Lane. Second, Buffington. I've got, any discussion here? Second.
David Hussey Sanchez.
Yes.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Okay, now we're going to four.
For summary part, respectfully request approval of our list of 2023 racing officials. We will be debuting a new track veterinarian, Richard First, as well as a new track physician, Dr. Matthew Decay. They're both replacing officials who are retiring for different reasons. Other than that, we're fortunate to have the majority of our officials returning, including a track crew and a gate crew and a racing office.
Look good on that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I think we'll have further discussion with the Sunray Park and parts one of their starters.
Okay, yeah. That's by that. They're okay. Need a motion? Commissioner Smith. Second?
Second, Buffington.
A motion and second in discussion? Vote.
David Hussey Sanchez.
Yes.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Move on to five.
Summary part, respectfully request approval of our 2023 post times and wagering format. Really the only change to that from last year is we've added new wager, the solo 6, which we'll talk about in the next phase here. Okay.
Motion? Second? Second, Buffington. Motion second and discussion? Vote.
David Hussey Sanchez.
Yes.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Six.
Summary part respectfully is request approval of the Solo 6 wager name change to the incredibly creative Sunray 6.
Very creative. Okay. Need a motion? So moved, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Motion second, any discussion? Vote.
David Hussey Sanchez.
Yeah.
Billy Smith.
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Environment, commissioners.
The amended underlining on it?
Well, it's not amended, it's been on the stall app.
Well, you underlined it then, you know.
It's bold letters and
Bold
it
letters
is underlined. I do want to get this out, it's worded, emphasize that there will be zero tolerance for individuals living in the tag rooms.
Please make housing arrangements for your employees prior to shipping. And when going pretty early with the stall app, let everybody know that's where it's going to be. Well, good. Thanks so much.
And that's the, by order from the fire department, that has.
Fire marshal.
Fire marshal.
Yeah.
So it's not something that anybody can be, or what is this? The fire marshal is gonna shut you down if you don't. Follow the rules.
They're not living quarters, they're used for attack, feed. We are gonna have an area that. Very good.
Federal Commissioner, basically on the Trey Wood situation, the hearing officer report basically recommended dismissing the appeal of the licensee based on an untimely filed notice of appeal. Basically, the notice of appeal was basically filed approximately at 4 hours late past the 12 noon deadline. Based on the hearing officer's report, basically reminding the commission that there's case law that said the commission must follow its own rules. Our hearing officer Fitzwater recommended basically dismissing the appeal based on the untimely notice.
Okay, motion to, Buffington, I will make the motion to adopt the hearing officer's recommendation.
A motion, I guess, second, a motion second. All in favor? Aye. Yeah, two-way vote. Oh, no. Roll call vote.
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch,
Okay, let's go to number 2. Lampmore.
Honorable Commissioner, first of all, regarding the hearing officer report, pursuant to the administrative rules that do allow for the corrections of inaccuracy, I bring to the Commission's attention the following need for correction. On the hearing officer report, paragraph 9, investigator Lisa Johnson is referred to as investigator. At the time in question, Lisa Johnson was actually a substitute steward, which is allowed for in our rules. So that's the first inaccuracy that needs to be corrected. On paragraph 14 of the hearing officer report, again, Lisa Johnson is referred to as investigator. That should be changed to indicate she was a substitute steward. Also on paragraph 14, the wrong date is listed. It says September 35th, and actually it should be September 5th, 2022. And the situation in this was Mr. Moore was basically observed utilizing a nebulizer on his horse the day of the race, basically. That is prohibited by our rules. And essentially the hearing officer heard argument. He recommended basically affirming the steward's decision and issuing a $500 fine for the improper use of the nebulizer on the day of the race. And I stand for questions on that.
Any questions?
what about the last one?
And one other inaccuracy needs to be corrected. My apologies. On the very last page, the first full sentence reads, "The rule does not state a specific organization." That needs to be modified to correctly state the law does not state a specific organization. And that's referring to an organization that basically accredits stewards. So with that in mind, those are the 4 inaccuracies that need to be corrected. And again, the hearing officer's recommendation was to, for a $500 fine on Mr. Moore for an improper use of the nebulizer on the day of the race.
Would it be one motion for everything? For corrections and everything? One motion. Would make a motion to adopt the hearing officer's report with the amendments. Second. Got it. We got a motion and second. Discussion?
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yeah.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
It passes. Move on to number 3. Please.
Honorable Commissioners, the hearing officer report. This was involving jockey Luis Guerrero, who basically was disciplined for coming onto the grounds of Albuquerque with 2 unlicensed individuals. And basically, they committed acts of violence against another licensee. One individual was injured, I think, with a broken arm and had to be hospitalized. A serious situation. The recommendation by Hearing Officer Fitzwater was for a $25,000 fine and a revocation of all licenses that Mr. Guerrero holds, and that he would be deemed ineligible for licensing for a period of 5 years. And I respectfully stand for questions.
Any questions?
So moved, Mr. Schmidt.
Second, Buffington. A motion and a second to uphold the hearing officer's recommendation.
David Hossie Sanchez,
Yes.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Margaret Branch.
Good. Well, I think we're gonna adjourn. Thank you all.
Recording stopped.